If you're a fan of this channel, then you may have seen me beat Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and 3 on a Wii controller, and to be honest, I thought I'd be done with the Wii controller after those videos. But then I realized how much money they Because here's the thing, the script I use for the Wii remote means I can only use the mouse controls, left click and right click, and most FNAF games use at least some keyboard controls. However, one game that is actually doable on a Wii remote is Pizzeria Simulator, or at least for the most part. Now the actual Tycoon section itself is going to have to be done with a keyboard and mouse. However, the office section is mostly completable with just the Wii remote. And you know what that means, guys? It means that in today's video, we're going to be beating Five Nights at Freddy's 6, also known as Pizzeria Simulator, on a Wii controller.
You stupid!
So if you guys are excited for today's video, hit that like, subscribe please, as I'm trying to hit 10,000 subs, and if we do hit 10,000 subs, I will call Freddy Fazbear at 3 AM. Without further ado, boys, let's get straight into Five Nights at Freddy's 6 with a Wii controller. Oh, one last thing before we head into the gameplay section. I'm not going to be explaining how to get this to work on your PC, because I did that in the FNAF 3 video. If you want to know how all this works, go to my FNAF 3 video, and you can find out how to use the Wii remote on your PC. Love you guys. Enjoy the video. Anyway, we start off on day one by buying the main essentials that any good pizzeria would need. Some plates and cutlery, some games to play, a stage, and of course, the best animatronic Scott Coffin has ever created, the Born Crate. And after that, we use our 10 game tokens to build up some extra cash. We pimp out the pizzeria as much as possible and move on to the first night of FNAF 6, which is quite similar to FNAF 3's night 1 in the sense that there are no animatronics on this night whatsoever. This night is pretty much just here to give you a little tutorial about how the game operates and what the night sections are going to look like. Well, technically, they're actually day sections in this game, but it's pretty much the night sections from any normal FNAF game. Can we boot the nose with the remote? Oh no. Boys, I've just figured out another problem. I've not really beaten FNAF 6 before. I've never played it that much. I didn't realize you had to press different buttons for stuff. We can't press X and Z at all. Boys, I'm sorry. I will have to press a keyboard key here. So yeah, as Pastingo just said, basically, I do have to press a couple keyboard controls in this video. Unfortunately, this game isn't really doable without using any keyboard controls, so I do have to use half keyboard, half Wii remote. But this challenge is still doable with mostly the Wii remote. But either way, after completing the day section of Five Nights at Freddy's 6, technically speaking, we then move on to the last of the 3 sections per day in Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator, and that is the animatronic scrapping section. Now in this section, you can usually choose to throw away the animatronic or keep it, and then it'll be active in the office sections. Now, usually speaking, you could throw them all away and just chill out and just play the game as a tycoon, but in this playthrough, we're going for the connection terminated ending, which means we need every single animatronic. Now this section wouldn't be too bad with a mouse, because you'd be able to flick up and down the paper quickly as possible, which is what you need to do when doing this, as it means that animatronics have less chance to move. However, with the Wii remote, it was quite difficult to be able to flick up the paper, tick the box, and flick it down in a timely manner. But thankfully, on this first scrapping mission, we did pretty good and everything went smoothly on day 1. And now we move on to day 2. Day 2 started off pretty well, especially since Spaghetti Freddy gave me some didgeridoos, and after we realised how rich I am, we then pimp out the pizzeria once again, and I spent all of my tokens on the best minigame Scott has ever created. After playing the masterpiece where William Afton crashes into some newborn orphans in a semi-truck,
Fuck, is that a 2-ton truck?
we move on to the first office section with an actual threat, since Spaghetti Freddy is loose in our vents. However, this wasn't actually that bad, and the Wii remote didn't make this challenge too hard whatsoever, since I didn't really need to move around too much to look at both of the vents, since it was only German Freddy trying to touch me. Guys, I don't understand the mechanics of this game whatsoever, so don't scream me in the comments, please. However, after that pretty uneventful night, we move on to the second scrap section, where we meet Jimmy Neutron, and of course, we win without any problems.
That's what you get, alright? You get fucking tased.
And after tasing Afton's balls until he edges, we move on to day 3. Day 3 actually started off pretty well. We do the usual pimping out of the restaurant and spending some of our game tokens to make some extra cash. However, this time, we do play one of the most cursed minigames FNAF 6 introduced to the FNAF series.
Let anyone about this and I cut your throat.
Yeah, anyway, after this, we pimp out the pizzeria some more and make a very cool cast of animatronics. But what I didn't realize is that this office section may be one of the first that actually caused me some trouble, as we now have multiple animatronics roaming the vents. And to top this off, my lack of knowledge of FNAF 6 gameplay loop really starts to show, as I died to one of the easiest mechanics not to die to. Oh, I'm dead again. And on top of this, I also realized how big of a mistake I made taking some sponsorships, which will be even more of a problem later on in the game. Oh.
Let's play Raid Shadow Legends. Start now.
Either way though, after a couple silly deaths, we did manage to pull through a win, and we move on to the third scrapping section of Pizzeria Sim. Scrap baby. Now although baby wasn't actually too bad, I did lose count of how many times I shocked her and accidentally lost 1,000 value. Day 4. Receive income. Avoid taxes. Pimp restaurant. Play game. Office section. The longer we play, the more likely we are to die. Yep. I do the dying a lot, and I realize how stupid I am for taking those sponsorships, as I keep dying due to the excessive noise that they make.
She is such a bad bitch though. I will fuck this shit out.
However, as you can see, we do eventually beat the night, and after spending way too long doing that, we move on to the last scrap section of Five Nights at Freddy's 6, where we have the choice of scrapping or throwing away recolored Freddy without an eyeball. And surprisingly, this is the first salvage where we actually lose.
Document results.
And honestly, for me, this was a bad omen for what was about to come for day 5 and 6.
My baby mama Shaniqua Anderson told me to pay child support, so I gave my baby to creepy old guy. Oh yeah.
Now honestly guys, all jokes aside, day 5 was the first real roadblock in this challenge, as I was just repeatedly dying over and over again, and the main culprit was honestly the sponsors that I accepted during my playthrough. Now although I only took a couple sponsors, it was still enough to the point where it was getting me killed very consistently ahead of us. It's gonna be loud, but we gotta do it eventually. Yep, okay, well. Okay, well, that terrified me a little bit.
Bittersweet, but fitting.
As the method I was using to beat the night is highly dependent on staying as quiet as possible as soon as I heard any vent noises or animatronics talking. And yes, I do know that most strategies include not making any noise, as that's kind of the main mechanic in FNAF 6, but you get my point. The strategy I'd been using up to this point was putting an audio lure on the right or left middle side and then staring at the other vent whilst tasks were being completed. And if I heard any sounds, I would instantly turn off the ventilation and hope I wasn't jump scared. And although this strategy actually works pretty well, the sponsorships just kept getting me killed. So I made a decision that some say is kind of cowardly, and I restarted the game and got back to where I was, trying to keep my restaurant as similar as possible without using any sponsorships. And although you might say that's a coward technique, thankfully that did mean I was able to pull through an easy win for day 5's office section. There's no way. Oh my god. We did it. We did it. Okay, that wasn't even that bad actually. But anyway guys, it's been way too long without any meme stimulation, so here you go. So here we are people, finally on day 6 with the Wii remote, and honestly I would love to sit here and pretend that this was a huge dramatic finale, but it really just wasn't. We get Funtime Chica from the Prize King and then move straight into the office section where I actually first try complete connection terminated. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna play the last bits of that night. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the chef cook. Oh my god, there's no way. That's the last night, right? That is.
You played right into our hands.
Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Oh my god, boys.
Did you really think that this job just
Oh, I'm just gonna let this cutscene play. I've never actually even beaten this game.
Connection terminated.
So yeah, there we have it. That's how FNAF 6 ended. Springtrap gets killed by an F-18 fighter jet, and yeah, that's about it really. So yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, hit that like, subscribe. Try and hit 10,000 subs by the end of the year. Probably not going to happen. Please do it anyway. It'd be very appreciated. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought about today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I won't actually be uploading for a while because I am not going to have internet for 10 days, which is really going to suck, but I'll try to upload some shorts if possible. But other than that, I probably won't be uploading for about another 2 weeks, just because I'm not going to have any internet because we're switching to new Wi-Fi. But either way, guys, hope you can understand that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.